Here we're given a function, but not a graph. So the first step to analyze this function is to graph it on the state test graphing calculator. So it says an object is launched from a platform. The height in meters, x seconds after the launch is modeled by this function. So let's think about what x and y represent. X, it says here, is the seconds. And then they're saying that the height in meters is modeled by the function. So that is our y-axis. The height in meters is our y, and our x-axis is going to be our seconds. So let's go graph it. When you're given a function or an equation to model a situation, it's going to graph the whole thing when the x is positive, when it's negative, when the y is positive, when it's negative, but you might only care about a certain quadrant of the graph. So for example, remember, the x represents seconds. So our x-axis is seconds. But can time be negative? No. So we don't care about this left side of the graph. We only care about the part of the graph when the x is positive. And then y is the height. So this is our y-axis. But can the height be negative? No. So we only care about the part of the graph where the y-coordinates are positive. So our graph is right here, but we only care about this portion of it. So let's look at some of the key points in that part of the graph. Notice that I've already highlighted some coordinates. On the state test calculator, if you click on the points, it will tell you what the coordinates are of that point. So I'm going to make myself my own sketch using these key points. So again, let's make our little sketch. Remember, our x is the seconds, and the y is the height. And now let's put some of those key points. We had 0, 100, and then 4, 180, and then 10, 0. And then make our little sketch. So let's read each of these points to get a better understanding of what they're saying. Remember, the x is seconds. So what this point is saying is at 0 seconds, and the y is height. The height is 100 meters. So at 0 seconds, that's 100 meters off the ground. How about this point? This is saying at 4 seconds, because that's our x coordinate, the height is 180 meters off the ground. And then our last one here, at 10 seconds, because that's our x coordinate, we're 0 meters off the ground. So now that we have a better sense of what this function is showing us, we can look at the questions. The first one, how tall was the platform that the object was launched off of? So think about this object being launched at 0 seconds before you launch it. How high were you up off the ground? Right here, this is telling us at 0 seconds we were 100 meters off the ground. So that platform must be 100 meters tall. What is the maximum height of the object? How high did it go? Well, this point right here is telling us at 4 seconds you were 180 meters off the ground. So the maximum height was 180 meters. And then how many seconds did it take it to reach its maximum height? 4 seconds. 4 seconds, you were 180 meters. And then how many seconds did it take for it to land back on the ground? This one's here is telling us at 10 seconds, you were back 0 meters off the ground. So it took 10 seconds for the object to land.